The Seattle Seahawks in the first half of week 1 had some of the worst offensive line play I've ever seen from a Seahawks team. And that's saying something because, as we all know, as Seahawks fans, building a good offensive line has been a struggle for a very long time. But this first half really took the cake. This was on the first safety that the Seahawks gave up in this game. And this is the matchup we're looking at. They get called for holding in the end zone. You just can't allow something like this to happen. It's a blatant hold. It's not even close. That's going to get called. I mean, look right here. It's blatant. You got beat, and you just got to be smarter in this situation. You know that's going to be a safety. You've played a lot of football. Cannot get caught holding in that spot. You just can't. And then here's the second safety of the game. Offensive line. Here's the matchup we're looking at right here. Absolutely smoked off the ball right here. Absolutely blew that play up from the jump. No chance. And at this point, I was pretty frustrated as a fan. I was like, here we go. It's going to be another season of just awful offensive line play. And maybe it will be, but they did get better. But you can't get beat this bad. I mean, you just can't. At least get in the way somehow. Just absolutely smoked. Here's another example. First half, blown blocking up front by the offensive line. We're going to get absolutely smoked right here in this matchup once again. That's a problem. You just got to be better. And here's the thing, to shoot the offensive line some bail, because I don't want to pretend like, that this is an easy job. NFL defensive linemen are freaks of nature. I cannot imagine how hard it is to try to block one of these guys. I get that. And also sometimes Geno does hold on to the ball too long. And as a quarterback, you kind of want that sometimes. If you're never taking a sack and you're always throwing it away when you're under pressure, it probably means you're not taking enough chances to try to let plays develop downfield. So I don't want to absolutely put everything on the offensive line. It's just been frustrating because it's been a consistent problem for the Seahawks. Here's the matchup we're looking at. Gonna get absolutely bulldogged on this play. Overpowered, blown all the way back. It's tough to see. In his defense, I do think this is one of those spots where Geno kind of held onto the ball too long. Still in the first half, though, here's another blown block up front. This is on a run play. Once again, absolutely smoked. Ole, swim move, over the top, blows that play up immediately. I mean, that's a masterclass by the defensive lineman there. We're putting our O-line just right there on all fours, just begging for mercy. You know, your offense is only going to go as far as your offensive line can take you. And sometimes you can have running backs or receivers or QBs that can kind of play through some of that. But when you're getting beat that bad, it's really, really tough to have any offensive production. Now, here's the interception at the beginning of the game. I think this was on the second play. This is totally on Geno here. This isn't on the offensive line. Yes, they got pressure on him. He got hit as he threw, but I think he took too long to make a decision. And not only that, I'm not 100% sure what we're looking at out here or where he was trying to go with this ball anyway. You might have been able to get this guy out here if you got rid of the ball quicker and caught him on the break. Looking at this angle too, maybe someone else knows what's going on here, but I don't get what he was going for on this throw. I don't get what we're looking at. But they did pick it up in the second half. They really did. And I'm really impressed with this football team. And now we're going to transition into what makes me really excited to watch this football team, because it truly is incredible that the Seahawks found a way to win this game when they had an interception, a muffed punt, and 2 safeties. That's nuts. You should never win a game when that happens. I think the defense, and especially what I'm going to show you here, the secondary, is a whole problem. This is a secondary defense that I don't think any receiver, any quarterback is going to look forward to facing this year. People use the term flying around the football field. I can't think of a better description of this secondary. And this is what I mean by that. This play right here was happening all game. Guys catching the ball underneath with tons of space, open field tackles, and they got no shot. It's just hats on hats, ass on grass. No chance, coming up, making big plays, and it happened all game. And I haven't looked at the stats, but this must have been some of the lowest yards after catch for any team in week 1. Every single time a Denver Bronco player caught a ball underneath anywhere, we were coming up and making them pay, allowing no moves. First tackler, one-on-one open field, it truly felt like they made every play. I don't think they missed a single tackle in open field in this game. This is a huge one right here. Tons of space when he catches this thing. Got a lot of ground to make up. And the first defender is going to come right up, slap the ball out, fumble. forces a turnover. I mean, this defense is nasty on the secondary. And at the NFL level, this is not an easy thing to do, to come up and make these open field plays on these athletes. It's just not. And they make it look easy all game. I mean, guys had no chance, because I love watching teams that play fast, physical football on defense. And I know that this is something that's going to win us games in the long run, no matter what the offense looks like. This is always going to give us a chance. This play right here, we're just making them pay for catching passes. And this was a little bit of a hospital ball by Bo Nix, a Denver Broncos quarterback here. Throwing a quick slant right there, and the safety's going to come right up and pop him. I don't know how he held on to this football. When you look at this next angle too, this receiver got absolutely shook on this play. Boom! Another great coming downhill open tackle play right here. Ball's caught right there. Blocker out front. There's still so much space between the defender and the ball right now. He closes the gap so quick, and it's only about a 3 or 4 yard gain. That's so nuts. I mean, the speed in which that this defense is getting to the ball is so impressive. I mean, every time a Broncos player catches a pass, you just know it's trouble on the way. You're hearing footsteps. Someone's right on you. This play right here, we're going to fight through a block, and we're going to be the first one on the ball and make the play. It's just beautiful football to watch. Another stop at the line of scrimmage. Now let's look at the interceptions as well. Bo Nix, I think if you're a Denver Broncos fan, you're probably not feeling too confident about how his first look went, because I felt like he telegraphed his passes on these interceptions, and I'm not quite sure, especially on this one, what he's looking at here. This is essentially triple coverage. The guy was never open. I don't know what we're trying to fit in here. But that's a great play by the defense. They did a great job reading his eyes of the quarterback. And I do want to give them credit for that. But Bo Nix, what are we looking at here? I mean, you're rolling out to your right. You got to know that you have nothing there. And to try to fit that ball in to where that receiver is with the defense in that spot, I don't get what we're doing. Where was this receiver ever open? And will we pause it right here? He decides to throw it right there. Maybe he doesn't see a defender. Maybe he thinks that this receiver is going to be able to get out in space and beat the defender to the ball here. But I'm not sure what we're looking at. And the next interception right here, 100%, this is telegraphing a pass. He put his eyes on his target the whole time. He never changed. He never gave the defense something else to look at. Super easy to read. And I believe this was double coverage as well. Again, watch the QB's eyes here. Bo Nix has got to do a better job of faking out a defense. And I'm sure he'll get better over time with this, but that's going to get picked off against most defenses in the NFL. And I really think a true good sign of a good secondary is where you're at when the ball's caught and how good of a job does the first defender do making the tackle. Because here's the thing, in the NFL, receivers are some of the best athletes on the planet. And on top of that, the rules are favoring them as well. If you're a DB, you really don't have any rules working in your favor. You got to be careful about how you're hitting the guy when he's catching a pass. You can't touch him for a certain distance. Everything feels like it's pass interference. And it leads to a lot of plays. You're going to have guys get open. Guys are going to beat you on a route. As long as it's not happening prolifically, but things like this, you get beat, it's a perfect throw. Defender's right there, you get him out of bounds. Is it frustrating? Yes, but these are the kinds of things that you tip your cap to. When a QB makes a great throw like this, back shoulder, and it's a good route, your defender's in a good spot, those are the plays right there where it's like you're going to get beat on those, and that's okay. It's going to happen sometimes. This is the NFL. But there was not one single play where somebody caught a ball and then took it to the house or broke that first tackle and got another 40 yards off them. Never happened in this game, and that is really, really impressive. The other thing to consider is in my next video, I'm going to be breaking down the offense more and a little bit more of the run game. And Geno's QB play, which I thought was great in this game for the most part. Tyler Lockett being an absolute dog. That video coming up next, but that I feel like deserves its own different entire section in video. And please subscribe if you watched to this point and you enjoyed this and you don't want to miss any more of these through the NFL season. I want to see if I can get to 2,200 by the end of next week. Let's see if we can do it. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in my next breakdown. I can't wait.